In a world full of uncertainty and chaos, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. We face challenges every day, from personal setbacks to global issues, and it can often seem like there is so much beyond our control. Yet, Stoicism offers us a powerful tool to navigate life's complexities, the dichotomy of control. Epictetus wisely said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." This principle teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. In today's world, where external circumstances are often unpredictable, the dichotomy of control helps us find peace and clarity by focusing our energy on our actions and responses, rather than stressing over things beyond our influence. In this video, we'll explore how this Stoic principle can help us embrace life's challenges, reduce stress, and make better decisions by clearly understanding what is in our control and what is not. Epictetus offers a timeless piece of wisdom when he says, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." This simple yet profound quote encapsulates the dichotomy of control, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. It teaches us that we cannot control everything in life, the actions of others, the outcomes of events, or even the circumstances we are born into. But we can control how we respond. The Stoic mindset encourages us to stop focusing on things that are outside our control, and instead, to direct our energy towards the things we can influence, our thoughts, our reactions, and our actions. By recognizing and accepting what is within and beyond our control, we can release anxiety and live with greater clarity and peace. Epictetus' powerful quote, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens," offers us a profound way of looking at the world. In a time when we are constantly faced with uncertainties, from personal challenges to global crises, the Stoic principle of the dichotomy of control reminds us to focus on what we can control and release the things we cannot. In today's fast-paced, unpredictable world, we are bombarded by constant news cycles, opinions, and expectations. It's easy to feel as though we're at the mercy of everything around us. The fear of the unknown and the weight of uncontrollable events often lead to anxiety and stress. But Stoicism teaches us that by focusing on what we can control, our actions, our attitudes, and our mindset, we can regain a sense of calm and empower ourselves in the face of uncertainty. The dichotomy of control, understanding what we can and cannot control. At its core, the dichotomy of control is about awareness and acceptance. We are often consumed by things that lie beyond our influence. How others behave, the future, the economy, or the weather. Yet, Stoicism teaches us that the key to peace lies in accepting that these things are outside of our power. By releasing the burden of these uncontrollable factors, we free ourselves from unnecessary anxiety and frustration. Instead, Stoicism asks us to turn inward, to focus on our thoughts, reactions, and decisions. While we cannot control external events, we can control how we choose to respond to them. This understanding shifts our focus from trying to control the uncontrollable to mastering ourselves. How the dichotomy of control helps us navigate life's uncertainties. Focus on your responses, not events. In any given situation, the Stoic approach encourages us to ask, "What can I control here?" If we find ourselves stuck in traffic, frustrated by a delay, or dealing with a difficult person, we have the power to control how we respond. Instead of reacting with frustration or anger, we can choose to remain calm, patient, and composed. This shift in focus empowers us to maintain our peace, no matter the circumstances. Release the need to control others. The key element of the dichotomy of control is releasing the need to control others. We cannot dictate how people behave, what they think of us, or the choices they make. When we stop trying to manipulate or change others to fit our desires, We free ourselves from the frustration of unmet expectations. Instead, we focus on how we engage with others, ensuring we act with respect, integrity, and wisdom, regardless of their actions. Embrace uncertainty. One of the most challenging aspects of modern life is the constant uncertainty. From the economy to global events, much of what happens around us is beyond our control. However, the Stoic mindset helps us embrace this uncertainty. Instead of fearing the unknown or feeling helpless, we learn to accept that the future is unpredictable and out of our hands. This acceptance releases anxiety and allows us to focus on the present, where we can make meaningful decisions and take positive action. Make thoughtful decisions based on what you can control. Stoicism encourages us to make decisions based on what is in our power. We can choose how we act, how we treat others, and how we respond to challenges. By focusing on what we can control, our attitudes, efforts, and intentions, we gain clarity in our decision-making process. This empowers us to take consistent, purposeful actions that align with our values. Strengthen your resilience. Understanding the dichotomy of control also enhances our resilience. Life will always throw challenges our way, but by focusing on our responses and internal strengths, we become more adaptable in the face of adversity. When we accept the things we cannot control, we stop fighting reality and begin to use our energy for growth and problem solving. The peace found in acceptance. When we embrace the dichotomy of control, we stop being ruled by external events and start taking ownership of our inner world. We learn to accept what is beyond our control, and in doing so, we unlock a deep sense of peace. The more we practice this mindset, the more we develop resilience and clarity in navigating life's challenges, living with purpose and clarity. By applying the dichotomy of control to our daily lives, we find that we can't control everything, but we can control ourselves. This realization allows us to take ownership of our actions and decisions, enabling us to live with purpose, focus, and peace, even in a world of uncertainty. In today's fast-paced, uncertain world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the constant barrage of information, challenges, and external demands. From economic shifts to personal setbacks, life often feels like a series of uncontrollable events. We're conditioned to believe that success, happiness, and peace come from controlling these events. But Stoicism teaches us a radically different approach. Peace is found when we focus on what is within our control and accept what we cannot change. Epictetus wisely said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." This Stoic principle, known as the dichotomy of control, reminds us that there are things in life that are completely beyond our control. Other people's behavior, the future, or natural disasters. Trying to control these external factors only leads to frustration and anxiety. Instead, the Stoics advise us to focus on what we can control: our reactions, our thoughts, and our actions. The dichotomy of control. A Stoic tool for peace at the heart of Stoicism is the idea that we should distinguish between what we can and cannot control. This understanding is not just a philosophical exercise, it is a practical tool for navigating the stresses of modern life. What we can control. We can control our responses, our thoughts, and our actions. We have the ability to choose how we react to situations, how we respond to other people, and how we handle adversity. Well, we cannot prevent challenges. We can choose how we meet them, with patience, wisdom, and resilience. What we cannot control. We cannot control external events, the opinions of others, or the future. These things are beyond our influence. When we spend our energy trying to control what we cannot, We set ourselves up for frustration and disappointment instead. Stoicism teaches us to accept these things as they are, without resistance. The dichotomy of control is a liberating practice. It helps us release the burden of trying to manipulate or fight what is beyond our influence, and instead, focus our energy on what we can shape, our mindset and actions. How the dichotomy of control helps us navigate modern life, reduce stress and anxiety in a world filled with constant churn. Stress often rises from trying to control everything. We worry about the future, about others' opinions, and about outcomes that are beyond our reach. By focusing on what we can control, we let go of the pressure to manage everything and, in doing so, reduce stress instead of fighting against uncontrollable factors. We direct our efforts towards creating meaning in what is within our reach, focus on what matters. The dichotomy of control allows us to focus on our values and actions, not on external validation or approval. By consistently acting in alignment with our principles, we can make decisions that are in line with our highest good, regardless of external circumstances. This focus helps us stay grounded and purposeful. Rather than getting lost in distractions or external judgments, build resilience. Life will always present challenges, and Stoicism teaches us to approach them with resilience. The dichotomy of control gives us the freedom to respond to life's difficulties with grace and composure. When we focus on what we can control, how we react, how we learn, how we grow, we strengthen our emotional resilience and ability to handle adversity. Let go of the need for perfection. One of the most liberating aspects of the dichotomy of control is the freedom to accept imperfection. We often strive for perfection in all areas of our lives, but Stoicism teaches us that perfection is an illusion. We can control our efforts, but not the results. By letting go of the need to perfect everything, we free ourselves from unnecessary pressure and embrace the process of growth and learning. Embrace the present moment. By focusing on what is in our control, we are also able to live more fully in the present moment. Instead of worrying about future outcomes or obsessing over the past, we can focus on the here and now, taking purposeful actions, practicing gratitude, and staying aligned with our values. This focus allows us to find peace in the present, regardless of external uncertainty. The practice of acceptance. One of the greatest teachings of Stoicism is the practice of acceptance. While we may not always have the power to change our circumstances, we always have the ability to accept them as they are and choose how we respond. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It means recognizing reality for what it is and responding with wisdom, patience, and strength. By embracing the dichotomy of control, we gain clarity and peace of mind. We stop wasting energy on things beyond our reach and instead direct our efforts toward what we can influence, our actions, mindset, and relationships, moving forward with Stoic wisdom as we navigate modern life's challenges. Let us remember that we are the ones who can control how we respond. The external world may be uncertain, but our mindset and actions are always within our grasp. By practicing the dichotomy of control, we free ourselves from the anxiety of trying to control everything and embrace the peace of knowing that we can choose how we respond. As we conclude today's exploration of the dichotomy of control, remember that true peace comes not from trying to control everything around us, but from focusing on what we can control, our actions, thoughts, and reactions. Epictetus reminds us, make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. This simple yet powerful Stoic principle teaches us to let go of the uncontrollable and to act with wisdom and resilience in the areas where we do have influence. In a world full of uncertainties, the dichotomy of control helps us navigate life with clarity and purpose. By focusing on what we can control, We free ourselves from the constant stress and frustration of trying to manage what lies outside our reach. Instead, we can live with peace of mind, knowing that we are acting in alignment with our values and priorities, regardless of external outcomes. So, as you move through your day, ask yourself, what is in my control right now? What can I focus on to make today meaningful? By practicing the dichotomy of control, you can transform uncertainty into opportunity, find strength in acceptance, and regain peace in every moment. Thank you for joining us today. If this video resonated with you, subscribe and share it with someone who might benefit from learning to embrace life's uncertainties with Stoic wisdom. Together, let's live with clarity, purpose, and resilience, focusing on what truly matters.